Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. It's Darkthorn the Oracle, back for another video. I am finally moved into my new place so I can upload new videos and content in peace. Today we're going to do a collective reading. So we're going to feel out what's going on with the Divine Feminine and Divine Masculines and see what the correlations are on the grand scheme of things. So let's start with the DF. Put the DM to the side for a second. How have you all been doing? What's been going on in your lives? How have you been feeling? There's been a shift as of late for the collective. This sense of identity seeking and the loss of identity and redefining our identities. So let's see. And we'll take a look at the bottom. Two of air, eight of air, seven of earth, with the Queen of Earth being the bottom deck energy. So for Divine Feminines, half air, half earth, pulling those two together. There's a feeling of stagnation here. There's a division between these two sectors. You're not grounded, Divine Feminines. Something is flighty about you right now. Something is flighty about your situation. Your mind is not grounded. Your energy is not grounded. So you're flying between many things. It's like when you go to a room for one thing and then you see something else that needs to be done. And so you jump on that, which leads you to do something else, which leads you to do something else, leads you to do something else. And then you finally go sit down and realize you didn't do the one thing that you were going in there to do in the first place. You've created this illusion for yourself that there's just too much requiring your attention all at once, when it was never that. It was never more than one thing requiring your attention at once. These things were meant to be done at different times and at different points in your life with different resources. It's like in a game, you have to find the key in another room, which means you got to complete the task in that other room to get the key to unlock the door to the other room that you just left out of. So you're trying to jump over all of the hurdles all at once, 333. You're trying to attack the situation from all of these different angles, understanding it to be an ambush. But it's not an ambush, it's a maze. You have to break it up step by step, strategic steps. So you're at a point now where you refuse to make a decision because you feel like there's just too many options. Life is giving you too many options. Life in itself possesses too many options when it was never supposed to be that. You're scared to make a decision and you feel that that's holding you back. But in hindsight, what these earth cards are trying to tell you is you don't need to make a decision right now. You need to sit down. Just sit down. Do the one thing that you went in the room to do. Plant that one seed and rest for a second. Take a pause. Okay? Take a pause. Because what you're doing is you're creating angst and anxiety within your life where there should be none. Take a pause. And with this creativity and making time for those around you, you might be so deep into your light work, or feel that you need to be so deep into your light work, that you're missing out on the things around you. You're missing out on the things that made you happy. You're not too aligned, too spiritually inclined, too elevated to take part in the things that bring you joy just because you have a mission. The mission cannot be accomplished if you don't understand happiness. You don't understand joy, if you don't understand unconditional love. And that means you have to have that for yourself. You have to know when it's time to step back and take a breather and just sit down and ground yourself again in the things that make you happy. Root yourself in happiness, or you'll be so flighty that you'll fall into all types of things that were never meant for you. And that's when we get depressed. That's when we get uprooted. That's when we get frustrated. And that's when we go through breakdowns. That's when we create unnecessary blockages. So sit down. Just sit down. Find something that you like to do. Find a hobby that you like to partake in, and partake in that hobby and sit down. Now let's go into the masculine energy and see what's going on with them. This is a top 3 situation. 1, 2, 3. Bottom. DM's on a total different wave. DM is standing up for what he believes in. And if this is your first time to my channel, I'd say he to represent the masculine energy. He's standing up for what he believes in. He's armed himself for both a spiritual fight and a fight in the physical realm. He's redefined what happiness means for him. He's becoming more family oriented. He's seeking out partnership in this time. And he understands that there's something that he's trying to build with his partner, and that he wants to build with his partner. So he's going into a hermit mode to create a game plan so that he can take action to put these things into motion. So he can take action to make his union a happy place to be. He's taken up arms. He's tending to his harvest. He's looking at the seeds that he's planted, and he's planting more seeds of the right variety. See, before he was planting seeds of all different types of variety that were not going to be fruitful and bloom in the area in which he were planting them. Now he understands that in order for his crop to come to harvest, he has to plant those particular seeds in that particular area so that they may be nourished, which means he has to put in that effort with his divine feminine for his dreams to be fruitful. Because his divine feminine understands his mission. His divine feminine will be able to nourish his mission and push him towards accomplishing that which he's supposed to accomplish. And so now he's laying the seeds down for her to come in and water. See, that's your one task, divine feminine. You're just supposed to water stuff. You're supposed to water it. You're trying to plant it, water it, sing to it, till it, weed it, harvest it, shuck it, cut it, flip it, sell it. You're doing too much. Divine Masculine understands the mission. A lot better than Divine Feminine understands the mission right now. Divine Masculine understands the mission. Divine Masculine has picked up on this is what our mission is. It may not seem that obvious to him where he can verbalize it. However, energetically, he has picked up on the mission. And he's starting to put things into action so that he can reap what he sows later. Whereas Divine Feminine, you're being uprooted because you're doing too much. Sit down. Do the one task that you're supposed to be doing right now, and then sit down until it's time for the next task. And remember, when you get to the next task, sit down. Okay? And then the task after that, once you finish that, sit down. Periods of rest. It's like the old grandmas in the kitchen. When they go, they check on the pot, they stir it, then they go sit down. Until it's time to go and put the new seasonings in, they go and put it in, and then they go sit down. Until it's time to go put the crop in the water. And they put it in, and then they go sit down. Task by task. You're trying to do too much at once. Divine Feminines. Divine Masculines, do what you're doing. What's peeking out under here? And then Divine Masculines, after you do what you do, you go sit down, okay? Remember that, Divine Masculines too. Remember to sit down so you don't end up here. You don't want to be here where the Divine Feminine is right now. Plant the seeds, then go sit down. Rest and relax. Count your baskets, count your blessings. Because everything is lining up for the higher good. Remember to sit down, Divine Masculines. Divine Feminines, I urge you right now, just go sit down. Just go sit down. That's it. That's all you need to do right now. Okay? Love, light, and blessings to you, and I'll see you in a future video.